All right, let's talk about stocks, but forget Wall Street for a second. To really get what's going on, we need to go to the jungle. Yeah, you heard me. We're going to explain this whole thing with a simple story about some monkeys and their absolute favorite thing in the world, bananas. So let's start with a problem that pretty much every great idea runs into. We've got this one clever monkey, right? And he has a brilliant plan for a new banana business. But there's a big catch. Our monkey is totally broke. So how do you build an empire when you're starting with nothing? That's the big question. Well, our monkey's first idea for getting some cash isn't exactly the best. He tries to rob the first jungle bank. And as you can see, that plan just completely fails. It's a total disaster. So, okay, if crime doesn't pay, our monkey needs a much, much smarter way to fund his dream. And this, right here, brings us to a much better idea. Instead of taking money, our monkey realizes he could just ask for it. But not for free. He'd offer something really valuable in return. And this simple, powerful idea, that's the whole concept behind stocks. So what even is a stock? Let's think of it this way. Our monkey goes to all the other monkeys in the jungle, the ones with a few extra bananas to spare, and he makes them an offer. He says, hey, help me get my banana business off the ground, and in return, I'll give you a tiny little piece of the company itself. And that little piece, that's the stock. When you buy it, you literally become a part owner in the business. Now, here's the crucial part. This only works if the monkey is smart with the money. He can't just take it all and go buy a fancy monkey Lamborghini. That would be a terrible idea. The whole point is to invest that money right back into the business. Planting more banana trees. Because more trees mean more bananas, and that means more profit for everybody who invested. Okay, so you're one of those monkeys who bought a piece of the business. How do you actually make money? Well, that's where dividends come in. When the banana business is doing great and making a profit, the company takes some of that profit and shares it with all its owners. It's your reward for taking a chance and believing in that monkey's big idea from the very beginning. You're going to hear people use the words stocks and shares pretty much interchangeably, but there is a small difference. Let's go back to our analogy. Think of the stock as owning the whole banana tree. It represents your total ownership in the company. The shares are like the individual bananas on that tree. They're the little units of ownership that you can actually buy and sell. All right, so our monkey's business is up and running. It's a success. But here's the thing. He's not the only monkey with a cool idea. There are tons of different monkey companies out there, and they all need a place where they can find investors. This is where we need to zoom out and look at the bigger picture, the stock market. So this giant marketplace is called the stock market. You can just think of it as a huge clearing in the jungle where all the monkeys can get together to buy and sell little pieces of all the different businesses, from our banana company to, a bug-catching startup. And just like the real jungle, the market has seasons. When stock prices are climbing and all the monkeys are optimistic and happy, we call that a bull market. But when prices are falling and everyone's getting nervous, that's a bear market. The easiest way to remember it? A bull thrusts its horns up, and a bear swipes its claws down. And of course, not all companies are the same. You've got the huge, established gorillas of the jungle. Their stocks are called blue chips. They're super reliable, generally safer, but they might not grow super fast. And then you have the little startup monkeys, just climbing up the vines. Their stocks, penny stocks, are way riskier, but hey, they have the potential to grow like crazy. Now, picking individual stocks, it can be really tricky. What if the banana business you picked has a bad harvest one year? To handle that kind of risk, a lot of monkeys don't put all their faith in just one company. Instead of buying a single banana, they buy a whole basket of them. And this basket of bananas has a name. It's called a fund. It's a really simple but powerful idea. A fund is just a big collection of lots of different stocks, all bundled up together. The idea here is safety in numbers. Like monkeys huddling for warmth? If one of them gets a little cold, the whole group still stays pretty warm. So here's a perfect example. Imagine something called the Monkey S&P 500. It would basically own a little piece of the 500 biggest and most important companies in the entire jungle. And look, it's not just one thing. You've got fruit companies, bug companies, tree climbing companies, you name it. This whole strategy is called diversification, and it's key. Because if the fruit market has a bad year, maybe the bug business is booming and it all balances out. Now, there are also more exotic types of funds out there, like hedge funds. Just think of these as the super high-stakes poker games in the back room of the jungle. They use really complex and aggressive strategies to try and get huge returns, but that also comes with way higher risk. It's why they're usually an exclusive club, just for the wealthiest monkeys. Okay, so we've covered companies, markets, and funds, but that leaves us with one last really important question. Why do the prices of these stocks, these bananas, go up and down all the time anyway? So, what makes a stock's price climb? Usually, it's just good news. Maybe there's a banana craze sweeping the jungle and suddenly everyone wants one. That's high demand. Or maybe the business is expanding and planting new trees. Even just a rumor of some secret new projects can get investors excited, and all that confidence tends to push the price up. But what goes up can also come down, and sometimes it's for very simple and very frustrating reasons. If some disaster strikes, like a rival monkey sneaks in and eats the entire inventory of bananas, well, investor confidence is going to disappear. And when that happens, so does the stock price. Now, before we finish up, here is a very, very important disclaimer. This whole thing is just to help you understand the ideas. It is absolutely not financial advice. We're just having some fun with the concepts, so please don't sue the monkey and definitely don't sue us. And there you have it. We went from one single monkey with a big dream all the way to a bustling jungle stock market. Now that you've seen how a simple idea can grow into something huge, it really just leaves one question for you to think about. What kind of banana business would you start?